Super cool radio.
Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas. This is Super Cool Radio. I got some great guests with me at this time from the East Coast. Recently released a killer new single entitled Zombie Season. Please welcome Anger Overdose.
Yo!
Thanks for having us, Matthew.
Of course. And joining me for this interview, we got Uberdosis and Rob the manager.
How are you?
Very nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. I look forward to chatting with you guys.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. So before we dive into this interview, I'm going to start with a fun question. I think it applies to everybody, I hope, so we'll see.
Sure.
So what are some of your favorite shows you guys have either been a part of or have been to?
I'll speak for myself, and then I'll read Zorn's answer. Probably one of the most memorable shows I can remember attending myself was when the Big Four played in New York in Yankee Stadium. Getting to see Megadeth, Slayer, Metallica, and Anthrax all together. That was a fun ride. I grew up in the Philly area, so driving up there to see that and getting smashed and watching all the legends and all my heroes in one spot was probably my favorite concert I've been to. And I couldn't even tell you how many times I've seen them. I've probably seen Slayer 56 times or so. So that was a pretty cool show. When I asked Zorn the question, he just kind of looked at me, and his response was, "Tell him the first time I saw the Pied Piper of Hamelin." And then he mumbled something I didn't really quite understand. It was probably graphic, though.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'd have to say, for me, it would be rest in peace, the one and only time I got to play at the Trocadero Theater about 10 years ago down in Philadelphia. I know you're out in Indiana somewhere, but the Trocadero was a big deal for a lot of people, especially like the up-and-coming bands. So it was a big stage. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's there anymore, but that was big for me. And then I've seen Megadeth a couple of times back in the 90s. Great show. Loved it. Corrosion of Conformity. I saw Prong, Pantera. Great shows. I mean, just unbelievable. I mean, those guys inspired me and certainly Zorn in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah, very, very cool. I'm not super familiar with the Philly area. As you said, I'm from the Indiana Midwest. But you guys released a Megadeth cover very recently.
We did. That was Zorn's idea. I told you, he likes the Pied Piper. So, he was insistent on covering Symphony of Destruction. That's out there, too. Check it out. Give it some love.
For sure, definitely. I'll leave some links for you guys' music in the description of this podcast. Because of beauty and technology, I can do that.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think the most insane show I went to was Einstein Kills at the House of Blues in Chicago. The crowd was just super into it. There was a bunch of crowd surfing. They were actually holding up the lead vocalist, like he was in the crowd. They were holding him up. He was standing and singing. That was probably the most insane show I was at.
That's cool.
Yeah,
they're blowing up right now. It's good.
Yeah, they just released a brand new album too. Like it was trending on like Google and Twitter and everything. It was definitely blowing up.
They're real artistic. Good stuff.
Kitty cat.
Yeah. That's my cat Doris making a cameo. She'll only stay over there during the interviews. Like she won't come over here. She'll just go over there.
Right. I'm surprised my dogs aren't bothering me.
All right, so before Anger Overdose, how did more for Uberdosis, but if Zorn has an answer that he told you or not, either way. So how'd you guys get started as musicians?
Well, as a musician, I've been doing this professionally since '96 in various capacities. I mean, one of my first shows when I was a mini dosis was at a strip club. It was a real skinny stage, but we were right between the poles. I was like 16 at the time, and that was back when you could be 16 and smoke and be in a bar, and it was cool. I was doing all that, and then I got into the cover band scene. I did some originals, with the Trocadero Theater and all that. But out this way, covers is really where it's at, and we're kind of hoping to change all that while we're here on the East Coast. Not to say that there isn't a market for original music, but really, it's been just a hell of a fight, man. So,
yeah, definitely. I definitely feel you when it comes to like cover bands. Cover bands like really rule the Midwest. I mean, there's still places for original music, but like I know some venues won't even book original bands. They're like, hey, cover bands make money. That's what we're focused on.
Yeah. Well, they'll book you. They'll book you if you can fill the house.
Right.
That's where it is. They'll book you, or if you sell the tickets, or if you do the thing, and that's cool. And bands like friends of ours, Illusions of Grandeur. I mean, I've known the bass player 10 years. I mean, those guys they'll fill anything. But for the little guys, man, it's hard. It's real hard. And I know that we're going to hopefully try to change that.
Yeah, definitely. Illusions of Grandeur. I've had the opportunity to interview them. They're really awesome people, really great people to chat with.
They're great.
Group.
Oh yeah, I have not seen them live, but I really want to because of their stage show, their stage presence they put on. I really want to see that live.
Right. They're hitting the road soon, so maybe you'll get a chance.
I hope so.
Right.
And also, real quick, you can see my cat up. It's like you see the top of the head of my cat. It's right by the door. You can barely. She stalks me from afar.
Nice.
Anyway, Rob, do you have anything to add?
I know Uberdosis has been in and out of the music game for a very, very, very long time, according to him. That's pretty much the extent of it. He goes in and out, in and out, in and out. As far as I know, this is his first foray into a professional style thing.
You mean Zorn, not me.
You're right. I'm so sorry. I just woke up, so
I did
the
too.
coffee. The coffee hasn't. The coffee hasn't really.
He woke you up. He jostled you and said, "Dude, I ain't doing this shit. You do it."
Basically, but yeah. So Zorn would say he's been at it off and on for a very, very long time. Professionally, it's his first foray into trying to make any money. But as far as music goes, that's about all I got on that one. Sorry.
All good. But definitely. So, what's like the music scene out where you guys are? Like, as you kind of said, it's kind of cover band heavy, but like, are there spots for original music, like more or less, or is it very cover band heavy?
The response is it's better than it was before, especially now with places having shuttered and closed. There's definitely more of a market, and I know that I can't speak to everybody, but for me personally, in my own life, when the pandemic hit, it gave me time to discover new stuff. So I think for a lot of people, that's going to be the case. And now that things are open and we can get out, I definitely think there's going to be a market for it. And over the last 10 or 15 years, the market for originals has gotten better. But really, this is still a very cover-heavy area. But the original market that's around is definitely rock-heavy and definitely like hard rock-heavy, in my experience anyway.
It definitely, it's good to hear there's at least opportunities for original music. As I said, where I live, it's kind of sometimes sparse depending on where you're at, but I'm glad it's starting to definitely improve for you guys. Yeah,
We're hoping.
yeah, that's all you can do is hope, especially with, obviously with last year and now into
Right.
this year.
Right. Touch and go.
Yeah. Anger Overdose, how did Uberdosis and Zorn, how'd they come together, and how'd you come up with the name?
This is all you, buddy.
Well, Mr. Zorn is known for his constant state of pretty much pissed off at everything. He's a very angry old man. he doesn't seem to like very many things.
Sounds like a great guy.
He has his moments. He's angry and honest to a fault. That's how I would describe him. It's easy to take him the wrong way. I don't think he necessarily means anything by it. It's kind of like a constant state of get off my lawn, if you will. Things were better in my day, that kind of stuff. He respects the old. He doesn't want to give anything new a chance, that kind of thing. As far as how he met Uberdosis, and again, you'll learn with Zorn that it's very tough to differentiate fact from a lie or a delusion. We're not really quite sure sometimes, if he's straight up lying, if he believes the lie, or if there's a fact. He's an interesting cat, but he basically apparently saw Mr. Uberdosis playing in one of his old bands one time and just liked the sound of the guitar, and they started drinking, as far as the story goes, and they've been friends pretty much ever since then. As far as the band name goes, he's always angry. Zorn is, if I'm not mistaken, anger in German. Uberdosis is overdose in German. So it was a pretty simple mixture of the two last names, and it just happened to work out pretty well for a band name, I guess you could say. Got anything to add to that there, Oops?
Yeah.
No, that sounds about right. I mean, I put the Uberdosis, so yeah, I'm the crazy one, he's the angry one, and we just lay waste.
That's it.
Definitely. I was because I got sent over your guys' promo material. I do like all of it. I think some of the stuff made me laugh, like the little Skeletor figure. That made me laugh still, because I'm a big Skeletor fan anyway, so that just made me laugh.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Zorn's pretty much infatuated with Skeletor. He might punch me for saying that, but it goes beyond. I think it goes beyond liking Skeletor. I think that guy might have a problem.
He might be trying to become Skeletor.
I'm not sure, but I know I'm a pretty big Skeletor fan myself as a child of the 80s and 90s, and I have a rather extensive collection of action figures that he won't leave alone. It's real fast,
Oh, nice.
I know.
They've been bringing those back too. Like I see a bunch of re-releases of them.
Right, that's a re-release, and then this is from the new series. I could bore you all day with these, but I won't. But yeah, it's pretty safe to say that Mr. Zorn is a pretty big fan of Skeletor. I mean, they might even be related. It's hard to tell.
You never know.
You never know. I mean, you've seen his head, right?
Yeah, I have. One of my favorite, I don't know if you guys watch Robot Chicken.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but their portrayal of Skeletor is always just hilarious. Because it's like complete opposite of his character.
Right.
Like in the show, it's just opposite, and it's hilarious.
Right. It's been a minute. I'll have to check that out again. Some nostalgia.
The best one is is him trying to park. And he's stuck in traffic, and like Superman flies over and go, "Ha ha! I have superpowers. I can fly." he's trying to like merge onto another lane.
Right.
It's good.
I'll check it out. Sounds good. I'll tell Zorn.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll necessarily like it because it's making fun of Skeletor. So I don't know if he'll necessarily like it.
I'll like it better if he doesn't. It'll make me laugh.
Oh God! And then I'll write a song about it, and I'll have to listen to it for the next 800 years.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You won't even have to. Not only will you have to listen to it, it'll make you write the guitar parts.
Write the riff to this.
That's it. That's it. He's very bossy.
Yeah, thank God for Slim Jims.
Listen, what happened to Slim Jims anyway? I mean,
Yeah, what the hell happened to Slim? Look at the size of this thing.
I'm gonna have to tag him.
My God, it's massive, dude. Like I could eat this for a week.
Man, I ain't even going down that route. Too many leans.
Yeah, you could go down a road.
I could.
Believe I've already been there.
I've embarrassed myself enough this morning.
Trying to get a Slim Jim sponsorship, I see though.
Yes, not a sponsor, but maybe.
If they're watching or listening,
Hey,
that'd be cool. Like,
I am the manager. It all gets filtered through me.
be like Randy Savage in the '90s.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Step into a Slim Jim.
Exactly. You know, I'll take Kool-Aid, man. That'll work too.
Yeah.
Why not?
Get through a few walls.
That's it.
All right, so a big reason I want to chat with you guys. I think you guys tagged me on this post for this. That's why I've been listening to it recently. You guys released a new single off the upcoming album, Zombie Season. There we go. So how was it writing and recording Zombie Season, and what can people expect from it musically and lyrically?
Well, I passed this question off to Zorn because, of course, he wrote the lyrics and the majority of the composition, and then Mr. Uberdosis came in and overdosed it, as we like to call it. According to Zorn, he was inspired by the memories he had growing up in a small cult village where the zombies would annually rise, and they would have to literally fight to get their village back or lose it. Mind you, this is annually, hence Zombie Season. It's happened more than once. And Zorn took it upon himself to, according to him, write the lyrics from both perspectives of his time as a zombie fighter and the zombie himself. Again, is he delusional, lying, crazy, all the above?
Or is it real?
Or there's the potential that it's real. When I asked him where it took place, he smacked me in the face and told me to shut up. So that was the last time I asked him that question. So I can't specify exactly where this Zombie Season takes place.
Parts unknown.
Parts unknown, right. But in my particular opinion, it definitely made for an interesting backdrop for a Halloween song, and it's fun, if nothing else, and I enjoyed it.
Definitely just in time for spooky season.
Yeah, I mean, that's what that's when we decided to. That's why we decided to drop it. It dropped actually October 1st, deliberately to get everybody hyped for not only just the upcoming album, but also just Halloween in general. I think it's a cool, spooky season type of bop, banger, whatever the kids are saying these days.
Yeah, what the hell are they saying?
All
kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff.
They're on that TikTok.
That's it.
Well, I'll tell you, the recording process was pretty cool because, again, pandemic, you can't go to somebody's house and jam because nobody wants to. Right. So we had the opportunity to record virtually, like remote back and forth. It was pretty crazy. And the quality is unbelievable. I mean, I'm using this thing right now, the bias effects. I don't need an amplifier to do any of it. It sounds amazing. I couldn't believe it. I mean, you'll never get the resonance out of like say a 5150, but man, I just did the tones out of these things is amazing. And then, the manager here was taking the raw tracks and putting them together. CM Carroll from Illusions of Grandeur mixed and mastered it. And you heard it. It sounds freaking incredible.
Yeah, I definitely really enjoy it, and it's kind of cool. Like I always ask, especially with pandemic, I always ask about the writing and recording process because a lot of the bands I've been interviewing, like, hey, we recorded everything ourselves, and we either had someone mix it or we mixed it ourselves, and it's just cool because you can't really tell, the quality is the same from professional studio to we sent tracks back and forth and we recorded everything.
Oh, absolutely. From an independent artist standpoint, the technology has never been better. I mean, it's It's amazing what it's amazing what you can do.
And incredibly affordable. And I mean, 15, 10, even 10 years ago when I was recording, I mean, it took a day just to set up.
True.
Now it's like plug something in and
Right.
done. Game over.
Right. I guess back to the question. You also wanted us to address the musically. I mean, it's a spooky metal techno crazy circus. Yeah, I don't know. You like Rob Zombie? Yeah, I've been trying to get him to listen to it. I don't think he has, but yeah.
Why would you say that name on a podcast you know who is going to be listening to? Come on, man.
Like a missing
he's gonna be mad. Zorn's gonna be mad. Zorn has a love-hate thing for Rob Zombie. We'll see.
All right. Oh yeah, it's not. No, he's not gonna bother me, so I'm okay with that.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I was just trying to give the listeners an idea of maybe what they could expect as genre, if you will, because I think it's tough to really pinpoint any particular genre, especially in these days. There's so many subgenres of metal; it gets absolutely baffling, and I have trouble keeping track of it. But
I feel like they're adding more subgenres to metal like every couple months.
It seems that way. But
Uberdosis, you want to add anything musically or lyrically about the song?
Nah, man. I mean, I just threw down the guitar tracks. There's another song. There's a question you had on one of these other songs we did, where we'll talk about the inspiration for that. But generally speaking, I they just threw some tracks at me and said, "Hey, put something to this," and I did, and there you have it.
Yeah, I really dig Zombie Season because it kind of reminds me of like Rob Zombie's first album, because I thought that first album was really different from
the Hellbilly Deluxe. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Great album.
It was very different from the rest of his albums. Just I think it was more techno based.
Definitely.
So,
they leaned into that industrial techno sound of the early '90s that Zorn is a fan of. In his mind, he created it, but we won't go there.
Yeah, definitely won't go any farther. But I really like it as it's very obviously it has the guitars in there, it has the metal factor, but I also like that it's balanced out with the electronic techno side as well.
Right. Oh, I think that was kind of the goal. It's got a little bit of a dance vibe to it a little bit too. I mean, it's I think it's a funky track. As the manager, producer, whatever you want to call me, it's probably, if not my favorite one, it's definitely top maybe 3 of the ones that are going to be on the debut album. In my opinion, I like that one too. Have you happened to check out the video by any chance?
I have not yet. They did.
If you have not seen the video, check it out. I think you'll get I like the video. Zorn made it himself.
Okay.
And
they
it's on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube, and I think it's worth checking out. I think it goes well with the audio. I'll just leave it at that. If you like zombies, you like Resident Evil, you like that kind of stuff, I think you'll get a kick out of it.
I'm gonna definitely check it out. I will leave a link for that in the description as well for listeners and watchers to check out. But and just real quick before I move on to another single I wanted to highlight, because I have featured it on my show before. It's cool because with Zombie Season, because I know a lot of new music these days would just go straight electronic and forget the guitars. And I feel like including the electronic with the guitars was awesome, because as I said, a lot of bands just leave it out. They just go full electronic. It's cool you guys kept the guitars in.
I mean, I like the electronic music, but I mean, you heard Uberdosis. The dude's amazing. It would be a shame to.
It'd be a waste, yeah.
Absolutely. So I mean, I like, I like having.
At the same time, I mean, there's plenty of electronic music out there. We gotta put an original spin on it somewhere.
Right. Right.
Definitely. So definitely check out Zombie Season. It's really awesome. We'll leave obviously a link for the video in the description. But another song that people should be familiar with because I featured it on my show before.
You were the first.
Oh, was I?
Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome.
That's it. You were the first.
And that is Bayou, which I really enjoy because it's kind of super, like, it's got that creep edge to it, and it's really just a little hair raising to me, but it's really awesome. I really like the eeriness to it. So what is the idea? What was the idea behind Bayou?
Let me start this one. Dorn came to me and said, "Hey, can you give me like some Merle Haggard kind of Waylon Jennings style guitar? Just see what we got." I gave him 2 different tracks, and that's kind of where that went, which is interesting because neither one of those 2 guys would write really. I mean, maybe Waylon Jennings towards the end, but like definitely way out left field. But it's actually, I am probably, of all the songs that we have done, personally, I am most proud of that one because of the way it evolved from just these small little snippets that we made, and it turned into this thing. I mean, thanks in no small part to the manager producer guy here that kind of pieced them all together. But I mean, you know, that's one that I really enjoy quite a bit. And I'm really looking forward to really getting that one out too, because it doesn't really sound like anything else
Right.
that we have that is currently available. And then when the
Doesn't really sound like anything anybody has available, which is a good thing in my opinion.
Yes.
And when the album drops in a couple of weeks, you know, you're going to hear the full spectrum of what we got. And this song is, I can't remember where it is on the track listing, but you know, I think it's like right smack in the middle. And
I think it might be 5.
Might
Two,
be 5.
yeah, it's either 3 or 5. I can't remember.
So
I'm still waiting to. We won't get into that, but
it's a good it's a good transition
getting there.
piece.
It's in production.
Yeah.
It's we'll have physical CDs too because we're old school. So it's
Yeah, I love CDs.
it's in production. I'm just waiting to hear back on when I'll have it in hand, and we'll obviously let you know.
Yes, please do. I love CDs. That's my favorite form of media.
I there's no way we were releasing our debut album without having a physical CD. I just wasn't happening.
I agree.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
Yeah. Bayou, I think, it's really awesome because, as you said, it really stands out just from to me. It's just the really eeriness that it has to it, because like it doesn't. I can't really think of too many other songs off the top of my head that really they don't necessarily like scare you. There's nothing like super scary about it. It just has a on edge feel to it, though.
It's definitely an interesting track. Again, when I asked Zorn, his response was it was an exaggerated tale of his travels down south, basically serial killing in the bayou. Now, whether he actually did it, dreamt it, again, remains to be seen. Was he on something? Probably. Probably not. I don't know. In any event, that was his response, is that it's based upon his memories of his travels. When I asked him time period, he, again, just got angry and told me to stop asking him questions. But as far as we could tell, lyrically themed, it's what he believes to be his memories of his time spent down south. Take it for what it's worth.
That's all you can do.
Right. I think he obviously likes horror movies.
Hey, who doesn't?
Right.
No, definitely awesome track as well. Because again, just it really just stands out just for the fact of just being completely different from everything else out there, and even what you guys are doing as well.
Right.
It was just very different.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt. I mean, so
killer track for sure as well. Uberdosis, do you want to add anything else about Bayou before we move on?
Nah, we're good, man. I said what I needed to say about it.
Right on.
Very proud of it. Next.
Yeah, you guys definitely should be. So obviously we're going to be wrapping up this interview, but I got a fun question before we do that. So what music have you guys been listening to this week?
This week, wow, that's very specific.
I have to be because some people are like, well, I listen to this.
Oh,
last
right,
month, I listened
right,
to this
right.
one.
Right. Uberdoses, I'll let you take it because I need to get together what Zorn gave me.
Well, we're definitely. I listened to the Illusion to Grandure's first record on they're on the heels of their next album coming up. So
Very soon, yeah.
I've been rocking the
You know,
Prophet since they dropped it. I mean, that's
I know I keep
great.
plugging them, but I really love those guys a lot. Lately, it's been I've just been going down the rabbit hole as far as trying out new music. I've recently discovered Aesop Rock. I think that dude is awesome, and just tapping into the ambient side a little bit. Tycho. Robert Rich, things like that. Just kind of, just trying to find my zen, my center, because I can't be going 100 miles an hour all the time. I gotta step it back. And yesterday was chest day for me, so I couldn't do a lot of crazy stuff. So I'm keeping it light, loose and light.
It's way to be. All right, Rob. I'm very curious what Zorn's answer is.
Anger Overdose, Anger Overdose, Anger, period, Overdose, Slaughter to Prevail.
I love the last one. That was good.
Yeah, Slaughter to Prevail. He threw in there right at the end. I got to give him some credit on that. Also a big fan, so I can't really say that I blame him there.
Yeah, I don't either.
So their new album's tight. I've been rocking that myself. I like that. And as far as other types of music, I'm a big fan of the Dead South. I like them guys. I don't know if you ever heard them, but
If not,
they're interesting. I would check them out. They got a fun sound to them. I like them. As far as newer music goes, I don't know. I still rock the classics all the time. It's like a daily rotation. Master of Puppets. Rain and Blood. So far so good. So what? A lot of Megadeth. A lot of Megadeth. And sorry, Zorn. A lot of Rob Zombie, White Zombie.
Honestly, White Zombie's awesome. Like I like Rob Zombie stuff, but I don't know. There's something about White Zombie, dude.
Man, welcome to Planet Mother. Yeah, it's so tight. It's so tight. It never gets old. Never gets old.
Just that groove, dude. That
right. Oh, yeah, it's been very inspirational for me as the producer.
Definitely. So this week's been very interesting. So I started listening to Slipknot again.
Oh yeah, Slipknot's
yes,
good stuff.
But then my dad's like, "Hey, for my birthday, can you make me a CD with a bunch of Doors music on it?"
Okay.
So I was like, "All right." So I've been listening to Slipknot and the Doors.
Hey,
this week.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, I kind of forgot. Like the Doors they're awesome. I haven't listened to them in a long time, but
right,
they're good.
I gotta be in the right mindset.
Yeah, you can't just go, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna listen to the Doors." You kind of have to want to listen to the Doors.
Right. They're classic though. They're Jim Morrison deserves his place in history. Definitely a legend. Good stuff. Sure. Good stuff.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week.
Nice.
But I'm wrapping up this interview. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. Please check out Stream Support. Give a like to Anger Overdose. I will leave links for everything in the description. Make sure to check out Zombie Season and Bayou. Plus, be on the lookout for the new album when that drops soon with physical copies. But before I go, I got one more thing. And how will Anger Overdose close out this year? Because we're already in October. Right. And what are the plans for 2022?
Let me jump in on this one. I'm going to do this a la the great Arn Anderson. Let me tell you something, Super Cool Radio and Super Cool Radio fans. The late, great Johnny Cash said it best in The Man Comes Around. Oh, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. and hell followed with him. Anger Overdose, Zorn, and Uberdosis are the Sonic Armageddon. 2021, we will build our army with our sights set on world domination with our debut album coming out October 31st. Right out of the ashes, right back into the fire. Hear my words, people of Earth. 2022, we're coming for you. Snap into a Slim Jim.
I don't know how you can follow that up, Rob.
I'm going to do the best that I can.
That was amazing.
That wasn't amazing. I'm going to try to translate it and break it down a little bit. We got the new album coming out. Be prepared for that. We've already been in the studio working on a follow-up EP that we're going to hope to also get out by the end of the year, beginning of 2022. And hopefully, we'll gain a little bit of traction with that, and we can use that to leverage getting into the live circuit in 2022 locally and hopefully further than locally. And see what happens from there. But that's pretty much my my goal as the producers to help these guys get their music out as quick as possible and as good as possible, gain a fan base, and hopefully hit the road, whether it's down the street at your local bar or bigger. We'll see.
Right on. I definitely look forward to hearing the whole album. As I said, I've been spinning Bayou, and I got Zombie Season coming up in my next show this Friday. So definitely, you're gonna hear it as well. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, great promo by Uberdosis. I loved it. I'm a big Art Anderson fan, so
Nice.
He's awesome. So definitely check out Stream Sport, go live to Anger Overdose. All the links will be in the description. Anything else you guys want to add before we go?
I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to come on and rock out and chat with you.
You are the
Good
first,
stuff.
and you will always be the first and the best.
That's it.
Hey.
I'm hoping if we do it again, maybe I can drag Zorn out of his coffin.
Don't
And,
worry, I'll take care of that for
man,
you.
you better, that guy, man. He's getting on my nerves, man.
I feel like he would slap me through the screen if I said something stupid. He would reach for the screen and just smack me.
Wait a minute. What the hell is that behind you, dude?
What?
What? I thought it was your cat, but it don't look like your cat. He might be in his house, bud.
Hey, Zorn.
You never know.
He's something else. You never know.
When
You never know.
When you don't think he's around, that's when he's around.
Right. He likes to refer to me as the host. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Well,
No.
before we fall down that rabbit hole, thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. And remember to stay frosty.
Zombie season.